Amy Winehouse is one of the most important artists of this century, but a lot of people don't realize how much hip-hop plays a part in her story. She was inspired by hip-hop artists from before her, and her music went on to inspire a whole new generation of rap artists to use her work in new ways. Just a couple weeks ago, Lupe Fiasco released a new concept album, rapping from the point of view of Amy Winehouse as if she was a battle rapper. No other artist in any genre has inspired hip-hop's great minds like she has. During her short career, she collaborated with a number of iconic hip-hop artists. She has worked with Nas, Ghostface Killah, Mos Def, Jay-Z, Pharoah Monch, and more. She even was planning to be in a supergroup with Questlove, Mos Def, and Raphael Saadiq. Amy Winehouse was a hip-hop head through and through. On one of her most popular songs, Me and Mr. Jones, she starts off the song by saying, "What kind of fuckery is this? You made me miss the Slick Rick gig." Now you have to be a serious hip-hop junkie to make a heartbreak song because you missed a Slick Rick show. She was such a big Salt and Peppa fan growing up that she started a short-lived rap group as a child called Sweet and Sour, so she had hip-hop in her blood from the start. But what was it about hip-hop that really spoke to Amy? Her musical style is so engaging because of how she's able to blend so many of her different musical influences together. She takes the improvisational vocals and instrumental influence of jazz, the voice and emotion of soul and R&B, the power and songwriting of pop, and the introspective tonality of blues to make something that's completely new and her own. And that's exactly what hip-hop is all about. Hip-hop is an art form comprised of samples, of everything that inspires an artist. Amy Winehouse was effectively sampling in her own way to create something new, just like hip-hop. The producer who is most associated with Amy Winehouse is of course Salaam Remi. He had worked with dozens of artists going all the way back to Curtis Blow in the 80s. Some of these artists included Biz Markie, Brand Nubian, Naughty by Nature, Shabba Ranks, Tony Braxton, Nas, and the Fugees, who were known for combining hip-hop with Lauryn Hill's R&B and with the influences of the Caribbean. So he was the perfect orchestrator to help Amy blend all of her influences into one. Salaam Remi produced a large portion of her music over her 2 albums, and in that music you can hear some familiar hip-hop samples. Her song In My Bed samples the beat of the incredible bongo band's 1973 song Apache, and you may recognize that sample from Nas's hit song Made You Look, which was produced by, you guessed it, Salaam Remi. It's awesome hearing Nas and Amy each have their own rendition over this classic. Nas was Amy's favorite rapper, and you can hear a lot of similarities between them. Nas is one of the greatest storytellers ever, and Amy was able to weave a story through her melodies unlike any other singer. Her words were the vehicle for so much emotion to color each story that she would sing. The two of them even shared the same birthday. The song Me and Mr. Jones that I mentioned earlier that had the Slick Rick bar was actually written in honor of Nas, whose real name is Nasir Jones, and she references their shared birthday on the track. In reference to the song, Amy said, "It's basically me saying about how a fella I used to see didn't get me in to see Slick Rick, which upset me. But then I think about when he didn't get me to see Nas, and I just thought, you know what, I don't even like you that much. You know, Slick Rick, that's slighting, that hurts. But Nas, you know, that's just rude. I sacrificed our friendship for that." Nas and Amy would go on to collaborate on 2 songs, Like Smoke and Cherry Wine. I've noticed that Amy often collaborated with rappers who use their flow and delivery similar to jazz musicians, like she does. She enlisted rappers to remix her songs as well. The Ghostface Killah version of You Know I'm No Good is incredible, and there were 2 official remixes to Rehab that I never knew existed until I was researching this video. One with Jay-Z, and another with Pharoah Monch of all people. Every single rap collaboration with Amy Winehouse was fire, and it's a shame that we weren't able to get any more. Before her unfortunate passing in 2011, she had expressed wanting to collaborate with more rap artists, specifically Busta Rhymes and Rah Digga. And I already mentioned that she was talking with Questlove about forming a supergroup with Mos Def and Raphael Saadiq. While this group never came to fruition, she was able to have a pretty iconic live performance with Mos Def at one point. Even though she was taken from us too soon, Amy Winehouse left a legacy that would go on to influence hip-hop for years to come. Many artists released music in honor of her around the time of her death. Organized Noise of the Dungeon Family released their own version of Tears Dry on Their Own, and Kanye West made what was called an emo synth cover of her song Back to Black, but I'm not sure if that was ever officially released. Artists from the UK obviously have a special connection to Amy. Skepta released the track Can't Play Myself, a tribute to Amy, last year, and the master of jazz rap Funky DL has released a couple of albums sampling nothing but Amy Winehouse's work. Back to Frank, and Back to Rap. The one song on Back to Frank, called I Can't Help You, is no exaggeration one of my favorite songs of all time, and perfectly captures the magic that happens when Amy Winehouse meets hip-hop. And that brings us to Lupe Fiasco, whose latest album Samurai is probably the most interesting and conceptual homage to Amy that we have seen. He was inspired to make this album after watching the 2015 documentary Amy. In the film, there was a scene where she was talking to Salam Remy, and she stated, "I keep coming out with battle raps. They're just pouring out of me, like Wu-Tang stuff, but really neat, very beautiful, alliterated little raps. So next time you want to come for me and have a battle rap off, I'm gonna kill you, because I'm a samurai." On the album, Lupe embodies Amy Winehouse from an alternate universe where she was a samurai-esque battle rapper. It's only been out for a few weeks to this point, and Lupe is such a dense writer that there's still so many layers I need to peel back, but each time I listen, I uncover a new piece of Amy Winehouse imagery. In the lyrics, he quotes her and channels her essence as an artist, and as a samurai of music. Amy Winehouse passed away over a decade ago, and her influence is still carrying on to create new and exciting things. Hip-hop history is unfortunately filled with legends who were taken from us too soon, and each of those legends live on in hip-hop's present and future, like they are samples themselves. From Biggie to Tupac, to Big L, to Eazy-E, to Mac Miller, to Prodigy, to Big Pun, to J Dilla, and so many more. Because of the music they made, hip-hop will not let them be forgotten. And even though Amy Winehouse will forever be known as the queen who rejuvenated jazz and perfected neo-soul, her legacy is also etched forever into the history books of hip-hop. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I was inspired to make this after listening to the latest Lupe Fiasco record, so go check that out and let me know what your thoughts of it are down in the comments. Thank you as always to my patrons. If you want to be a patron, head over to patreon.com/DefGoldblum. My video upload schedule has been a little slow these past few months, but don't worry, I got a bunch of dope stuff coming for you guys, so stay tuned, stay safe, and stay def. Thanks for watching.